Okay, so a customer went out. He was partying last night, and he got in his car. He started his car. He got out of his car. He lost the key. Now, he was able to get his car back to the house, but when he shut it off, he didn't have a second key, so the car would never start. He had to have it towed to the dealership. This was tricky because whenever you go to the workshop manual on IDS, it tells you in order to program 2 new keys to a vehicle that, you know, this is a 15 3.7 liter Mustang. In order to program 2 new keys to a vehicle, you got to go through this dark path acknowledgement where you put in the tag number, the calibration number, the PCM part number. You actually don't have to do any of that. Now I'm going to talk you through it, and then I'm going to walk you through some of it, but the vehicle's already done, so it's kind of hard for me to do that now. I figured it out the hard way. You are going to get in the vehicle, put your foot on the brake, hit the button. The green light's going to pop on the button whenever you hit the brake, letting you know that it's okay to start it. You're going to have 2 new keys in the vehicle. In order to do this, you need 2 keys. It's going to say no key detected. At that point, the PCMs woke up. Plug your IDS and stuff in. Go ahead and start your session. It'll go ahead and recognize the PCM and everything else. Go into your body control module. Go into your PAT system. And then once you get into the PAT system, it's going to say program an additional key, erase and program 2 new keys, and then it's going to have a bunch of other stuff. You're going to click on erase and program 2 new keys, and you're going to send it through. It's going to say turn the ignition off. Don't worry about turning the ignition off. Just hit the check mark. Go to the next screen. It's going to say you need 2 unprogrammed keys to do this task. That's fine. Go to the next screen, and then it's going to fail it. And then it's going to kick you right back out to the main screen after you go through everything. And then you're going to go right back into erase and program 2 new keys again. You're going to click on it. You're going to go into it. And then when you get to the screen that says turn the ignition on, stop. At that point, stop. You need to make sure your driver door is latched. You can open it up and just take a little screwdriver and push the latch closed so the computer sees that everything's closed. You cannot have the doors open. You cannot have the hood open. You cannot have the trunk open. It has to see everything is closed. But like I'm saying, you're working in the car, leave the driver door open. Go ahead and manually with your finger or a little screwdriver push that latch up and lock it so it sees it's got a closed circuit. And you're going to wait 10 minutes, that second time through, on turn the ignition on. Don't touch anything. Once you go back through erase and program 2 new keys, the second time, and it says turn the ignition on, you stop right there. Don't touch anything for 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden you'll hear the car at like the 10-minute mark. It'll go beep, beep, or beep, beep, beep. And it'll honk the horn at you. It lets you know at that point the BCM has now woke up. It's giving you 1 minute to verify your security. Go ahead and proceed forward at that point. Click the check mark on turn the ignition on. It's going to take you to the next screen. It's going to verify your security. Once it verifies your security through PTS, you'll log in with your user ID and password. Go ahead and drop your key fob in the cup holder slot and hit the start stop button. Don't be pushing on any more buttons. There's an actual prompt that comes up on the screen. It tells you for this vehicle do this. For this vehicle here's the key program slot. For this vehicle here's the key program slot. For the Mustangs, it's in the cup holder underneath. There's a little square slot cut out. Once you get to that screen, it tells you these are all your options for different keys that can be programmed this way. The Mustang is in the cup holder. Drop it down in there and hit your start stop button up by the radio. That'll program that key. Pull it out. Drop the other key in there. Hit the start stop button. It'll program that key. Now you've got 2 keys programmed and you're ready to go ahead and start your vehicle. Now let me show you what some of this looks like in the computer. I just pulled up an old Mustang from some other time. I'm trying to keep the VIN number out of it. You go to your toolbox. Go to your body. Go to security. Go to PATS functions. Click on your check mark down here. It's going to go through, It's going to say, are you a dealer or aftermarket? Well, you're going to be a dealer if you're doing this, or you're going to be equivalent to a dealer if you got the dealer tool check mark. It's going to say turn the ignition on. Click the check. It's going to try to connect and do everything. It's not going to be able to connect right now because we're not connected to the vehicle. It's going to go through this screen completely. And once it goes through this screen completely and there's no or it's going to fail you. You're going to go through all the prompts. It's going to get to the end. It's going to fail. It's going to kick you back out of everything. After it fails you the first time, you'll go back out to the main screen and you'll go back in and do it again. But you're going to obviously go further than this with all the little steps. It's going to kick you back out to what should be, I think, this screen, or it's going to be actually the parameter drop down screen for the PAT stuff. Plug this computer back in. Okay, now it's wanting to be stubborn, so I'm not going to be able to make it any further than this, but at least I can offer some kind of help for those of you that struggle like me out there. I just sat out in a damn parking lot in a 100-degree car for 2.5 hours trying to figure this out, trying to follow Ford's instructions about putting the tear tag in and the calibration number and all that. And it was a bunch of baloney. You don't even have to do that. All you got to do is hit the brake, hit the ignition, get it to wake up, hook your IDS up, go in, let it verify the VIN and stuff like that, communicate with the body control module, go into the PAT system, erase and program 2 keys, go through all the prompts all the way to the end. It's going to fail. You're going to go back into erase and program 2 keys again, and when it says turn the ignition on, you're going to stop right there. You're not going to touch anything for 10 minutes. You're going to let it wake that BCM up and do its little timeout thing, and then the horn's going to honk. And then you're going to hit the check mark and you're going to proceed to go ahead and program your keys. And remember, whenever the screen pops up that gives you all the messages on how to program the different keys, this is a Mustang. The key slot's under the cup holder. You drop the key in, hit the start stop button that's down by the radio like the Mustangs have, you know, a little round button. And it's going to program that key. Pull it out, drop the other one in, hit the start stop button. A lot of people like to hit the check mark and it fails you. You don't do that. You drop the key in the slot, and the start stop button is what activates that key. The slot is there's a slot right there that you drop the key in. And there's the start stop button that you do when you drop the key in there. You just hit that, it'll program the key, drop the other one in, hit it again, it'll program the key. You're done.